For those new faces, which I somehow recognize that this is their first time to attend the Mass, the healing Mass of St. Peregrine, welcome. And as a newcomers, you know that it is not only our job to propagate the devotion to St. Peregrine, but the moment that you entered on the car park and on that door in this church, you have now the responsibility to propagate to the other people, which I saw also to the others that, they bring more people with them, which is good, and which is, let's work together for this devotion. I just like to ask the safeguarding officer that we have here, did Jesus get the working with children card? Yeah, I believe so. He did not get any of this working with children card. That is why maybe I understand the disciples, why they're trying to hinder the children to come to Jesus. Because maybe they're aware, Lord, don't do that. It's not allowed. It's against the law. I'm not criticizing the law. I'm just saying that this is the reality. But maybe Jesus has something to say to them too, if they tell Jesus that way. Maybe Jesus would say, don't worry, I'm fine. I'm not doing anything wrong. Don't worry, they will not just put me in jail. They will crucify me for these things. So let them pass. Allow them to pass in so that I can lay my hands on them. These are the things that, the fruit of my imaginations because of our reality today. In the Philippines, I like to play with children, especially the cute babies or the cute children. I like to play with them. But I cannot do that here, to play with them as the way I play with them in the Philippines. Just to approve, to confirm the saying, prevention is better than cure. To prevent something, because it's a fruit of the experiences that happened in our churches today. It's either in Australia or in the other country. In today's gospel, you are talking about the children that Jesus was trying to give his blessing, to pray over for them, whether they are sick or healthy. Because for the apostles and for the mentality of the Jewish people during that time, children, women, orphan, widow, these people are somehow useless to the society, to their society. They are the least. They are not really useful to their society. That is why even the mentality of the disciples of Jesus were saying, no, don't waste the time of our Lord. You don't need to go to Him. But the mentality of Jesus is really different from them. These children is exactly the opposite of the rich people. I'm not against the rich people. I know many of you are here. I'm not against to you, but when we say rich people, what the rich people is doing when they don't need anything from the other people. They can provide everything by their own because they have money, they have treasures, they have wealth. So they just depending themselves. They don't depend from the generosity or from the help of the other people. That's the essence of being rich, which is, I said, the very opposite of being a child or children. Because these children are really depending on their parents and on the other people. These things Jesus wants us to see. Don't become like rich people, not just because they have wealth, but we will be like a rich people if we don't need God, if we don't depend ourselves through the generosity of God, which somehow it would says, you're rich, you don't need God. But these children is telling us we should always be dependent to the generosity, to the blessing and mercy of God. That is why they loved, Jesus loved them, because of that attitude towards God, towards other people. Not just because they are innocent, not just because they are cute or playful or funny, but because of that characteristic that they have, which always depend on the grace of God. Let's go for that gesture of laying on of hands to them by Jesus. Maybe many of us would pray the way like this to Saint Peregrine. Please, Saint Peregrine, heal me because I am sick. I need your help. Please heal me. What's wrong with that prayer? Nothing. When we ask Saint Peregrine, we are not asking him to heal us. It is not he the one who will heal us actually. He's just there as our model because of his experience, because of the miracle that he experienced of healing from God. That is why I'm not correcting, maybe just to say he is there to help us, to intercede for us for that healing which the Lord only can give us. So the time that the priest, the bishop, the pope would extend their hand, it is a gesture of healing, but not by our own power, but it is by the power of God. We are just instrument of God. He is just instrument of God's healing. That's how we ask intercession from Saint Peregrine. And believe it or not, we can do the same. We can extend, we can lay our hands for the other people too. That is why the responsibility that you have the moment you entered on that door in this church is to extend also your hands to the other people. Whether you heal them by praying over, or drop them or invite them to come to this Mass, to this celebration of the Holy Eucharist in honor of Saint Peregrine. Through that, we became also the instrument of extending our hands, of laying our hands and giving that healing through the power of God. So I hope next month, as we have that responsibility, I hope you bring more people where we can extend, where we can lay our hands to them. Because sometimes we don't need to become a doctor. We don't need to become a priest to convert others. We don't need to become a doctor to heal others. We become an instrument for others, for them, so that they will be healed. They will be receiving also the grace of God.